I do not like to talk about such things, since we have often been attacked even without them. Rudolf Steiner.
All those people who called me a sleepwalker, I woke up. Now I'm going back to sleep.
I think the world has gone mad. Maybe I'm the crazy one.
Now I'm going back to sleep.
Maybe I'm the crazy one. Yeah, maybe I'm crazy.
I'm going to be committed in an isolation room because I'm going to go back to the ministry and allow them to perceive me as I am. I'm going to die. How can you die when you're dead? Oh, wait a second. I'm going to be crucified, right? I'm not going to raise my voice because I'm committed to the Lord. I love you.
Maybe I'm the crazy one. I think the world has gone mad. Or maybe I'm the crazy one. Yeah, maybe I'm crazy.
What's your name?
My name, oh, let me tell you my name. I'm confused because, like we're supposed to believe in the ministry, right? So is the church and state supposed to be separate? I'm confused because I never went to school, right? Is a confused person get a resolution?
Maybe I'm the crazy one. Yeah, maybe I'm crazy. It seems the world has gone mad, but they tell me I'm the crazy one. The crazy one. Yeah, maybe I'm crazy.
A non-player character, or NPC, is any character in a game that is not controlled by a player. And in this virtual reality game of life that we're all playing, consciousness is the player. And so a non-player character is an unconscious human being, which is unfortunately the vast majority of people on this planet. After playing around with this idea of NPCs for a while, I decided to do some research into this topic just to see if there's any information about it online. And it turns out other people have also noticed the same thing, even going back to the early 1900s.
And the final quote by Dr. Rudolf Steiner from Faculty Meetings, Volume 2, July 1923. Quote, Dr. Rudolf Steiner says, quite a number of people have been born since the 90s without an eye. That is, they are not reincarnated, but are human forms filled with a sort of natural demon. There are quite a large number of older people going around who are actually not human beings, but are only natural. They are human beings only in regard to their form.
Even Gurdjieff said you can walk down the street. If you walk down the street and you understood how many people you pass are dead, and he meant, their essence, their inner being. If there was no inner being to them, he said you would go mad with terror if you understood how many there are. Well, he didn't understand it in the terms of organic portals.
Non-player characters are also known as spiritless humans, soulless beings, or organic portals. The Gnostics called them hylics. They believed that there were three types of people on earth, and they were divided by their spiritual ability. The first are called pneumatics, from the word pneuma, meaning spirit, and they are spiritually awake, or at least in the process of awakening. The second category of people are the psychics, from psyche, which can mean soul or life, and these are basically non-player characters who have the ability to become awake. And the last group are called hylics, from hyli, meaning matter. The hylics are understood to basically be materialist. Their only concern is for food, sex, and material pleasures. They have no interest in anything beyond that. Clearly, this idea is not new. It goes back thousands of years. This idea of NPCs can even be seen from a biblical perspective, especially in the parable of the wheat and the tares that was told by Jesus.
Another parable he put forth to them, saying, "The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, then the tares also appeared. So the servants of the owner came and said to him, 'Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares?' He said to them, 'An enemy has done this.' The servants said to him, 'Do you want us then to go and gather them up?' But he said, 'No, lest while you gather up the tares, you also uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and at the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, first gather together the tares and bind them in bundles, to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.'"
And then fast forward to 1334, the disciples actually asked Jesus, what did he mean by the parable of the wheat and the tares? And he explained what he meant. So this is really probably a sign that it's very important that it's written in here two times. One, him telling the parable, and then one, him explaining the parable, making it pretty crystal clear. So I'm assuming that means it's probably pretty important. So skip up to Matthew 13:37. So, they ask him, what did you mean by that parable? And he says, the one sowing the good seed is the Son of Man, Jesus Christ, right? And the field is the world, and the good seed are the sons of the kingdom, and the weeds are the sons of the wicked one. And the enemy sowing them is the devil. And the harvest is the completion of the age. And the harvesters are the angels. As then the weeds are collected together and incinerated in the fire, so it will be in the completion of this aeon. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather together from out of his kingdom all the ones causing offense and the ones committing lawlessness, and will throw them into the furnace of fire. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the just ones will shine forth like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Those who have the ears to hear, let them hear. So what I'm going to postulate is that the people that Jesus Christ calls the tares are also what we would refer to today as organic portals or NPCs. Basically warm bodies that are operating on the hive mind, that have no critical thought faculty.
Trying to awaken organic portals is a waste of time because not only do they have no interest in awakening and being conscious, they're also unable to understand anything to do with spirituality because they are stuck on the level of the mind/ego.
Well, all egos are NPCs, really, because there's only one self. So, anyone who believes that they are a separate being is simply a character in the matrix, operating according to its algorithms, and has no free will. But all of them are part of the dream within the dream within the dream. And when all of those dreams are exploded and there is total wakefulness of the ultimate God consciousness, which is the singularity that will shine through the simulation and fill the world, quote unquote, with light and bring the realization of the one infinite ocean of consciousness, all of those apparently separate NPCs will simply dissolve into the ocean. They are just bubbles on the waves of consciousness within the ocean, and they will dissolve into the oceanic oneness and disappear until the next dream, and again they will there will be another opportunity for those bubbles to awaken to their true nature and be liberated while in the dream.
In a book called The Dream by David Icke, he also writes about non-player characters, and he says,
Many among the population are non-players, in the sense they are playing out their program, without access to non-simulation consciousness that can intervene. They do what they are told to do and think what they are told to think. Their role is to follow the narrative without question, while putting pressure on divine sparks to do the same.
A great example of the role of NPCs being to put pressure on divine sparks to conform is the Ash conformity experiment.
The Ash experiment is one of psychology's oldest and most popular pieces of research. A volunteer is told that he's taking part in a visual perception test. What he doesn't know is that the other participants are actors, and he's the only person taking part in the real test, which is actually about group conformity.
Please begin. The experiment you will be taking part in today involves the perception of line length. Your task will be simply to look at the line here on the left and indicate which of the 3 lines on the right is equal to it in length. So, for example, if you think
the actors have been told to match the wrong lines. The volunteer will be monitored to see if he gives the correct answer or if he goes along with the opinion of the group and gives the wrong answer. In the first test, the correct answer is 2.
1. 1.
1.
It's 2.
1.
Once again, the correct answer is 2.
3. 3. 3. 3.
3.
The Ash experiment has been repeated many times, and the results have been supported again and again. We will conform to the group. Again, we're very social creatures. We're very much aware of what the people around us think. We want to be liked. We don't want to be seen to rock the boat, so we will go along with the group. Even if we don't believe what people are saying, we'll still go along.
1.
1.
1.
1. Group dynamics is one of the most powerful forces in human psychology.
To relate this to the topic of NPCs, think of everyone in the experiment who was in on it as a non-player character, and their role was to pressure the other guy, who, in my example, symbolizes someone who is relatively conscious, into conforming with the rest of the group. That's basically the kind of society that we live in.